Hello. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Apologies for the lateness. Apologies for the late start. Good evening, everybody. I am here. I've got hairbrushes everywhere. I am here. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Apologies, everyone. We went to Slimming World. I had to go to Slimming World to weigh in and do all of that stuff, and we mistimed it. So instead of going to, you can tell we're a bit rushed, a bit out of breath now, trying to get back. Instead of going to the proper Slimming World that we normally go to, we had to go to a different group one, and the timing was all out. So yeah, basically instead of going at the end of a session and just literally walking in, signing in and rejoining as a member, we ended up having to sit through the group chat and everybody else saying how much they'd lost and gained and everything else. So absolutely bonkers. But good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, Shivani. I hope you are well. Good evening to everybody that is here. I hope everybody is doing well. Again, sorry for the delay in starting tonight. YouTube is just sending out notifications, it looks like, so that will all be going out. So yes, we are going to do some tarot. We are only still going on till 9 o'clock though, unfortunately, because I've got things that I need to be sorting out and doing. But this is Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. It is October, which means on this channel it's Spooktober. Yes, indeed. And I just need to change my mode. There we go. Just need to change my speakers over. So good evening, everybody. It is Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Tuesday session. So let's start as we mean to go on, really. Let's go. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel, I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Tarot Tuesday. Let's see what the cards will say today. Indeed. Good evening. I hope everybody is well. It is a Tarot Tuesday. Good evening, Patricia. Patricia is here. The first of our mods popping in. Oh God, I did send a message out on the mods on the WhatsApp. I was like, we're still weighing in. I'm going to be late, but we'll get there as soon as I can. I literally walked through the door, where bunged a bag of salad on the side, and came straight in here. I've even got a new Alexa-y, echo-y pop thing. I've not even plugged it in, but I'll tell you what I do have, which is for those of you that have followed. I've got sticky hands for some reason. For those of you that have followed me on the other channel and across everything that we've done on the interwebs, I suffer with misophonia or misophonia, which is basically the sound of people eating, lots of noise, lots of hubbub. Drives me absolutely crackers. It literally means I want to punch people. Okay, like literally, it's a really, really tough thing to deal with, and it's a complete emotional reaction. So Rufus likes watching a lot of mukbang type videos, and somebody eating and chewing, I literally, it's like somebody punching me in the brain. So I've got these what are they called? Karma by, oh wow, that's really different. So they're like little earplug things that are designed to funnel the sound into my ear in a specific way. And in Slimming World, they worked fantastically well. So yes, so there you go. So a really big group of people, hubbub and noise, and they've worked really well. Anyway, let's not talk about that tonight. Tonight we are doing some tarot reading. So if you would like a reading, we're going to go ahead right now. So go ahead. If you would like a reading, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then grab one of those at random. If, however, you want to guarantee that your reading is next, you can go ahead and send a super chat. Send a super chat and that will come through to me. We're going to open up the first round now. So if you want to go and do those things, then go ahead and do those things. A super chat guarantees your reading is next. If I get 5 or 6 super chats in at the same time, I will go through those in order and then open up a free round again. That's how we do it. Just in case you didn't know, on this channel, sometimes, occasionally, it has been known that I might use adulty language. Just be aware.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Indeed, I have been known to swear. Right then, we are officially opening the first round of the evening. Go ahead, as it says on the ticker tape, if you want a free reading, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. If you want to guarantee your reading, send it as a super chat. That gets starred, gets given to me on a whole different screen for me to look at, and we'll do those ones first. Just in case you missed it, here's a handy dandy little video. I know, right? Indeed, let's have a look in the comments. Good evening, everybody. So we've got a few questions in. Good evening to Ed. Ed is here. Hello, my darling. I hope you are well. And Says is here. No worries, Anne. I hope I got your message. Thank you very much. I'm really glad that you could take that reading and that it hit home so strongly. Thank you for that. Right, so it looks like we got 3 questions in. So we're just going to go with up and down, 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 up and down. And we're going with, please don't be a Nightbot chat. Oh, God, hang on. Glasses. I wasn't ready for this. You can tell I'm still running late. Right, let's have a look. Oh, gosh. Elise. Question: what is ours thoughts and feelings? Hang on, I've just pressed on the wrong button. What thoughts and feeling of meeting me recently? We had a love connection a few months ago. Interesting. Let's have a look then. So tonight I'm using the vice versa tarot deck that came in the Total Tarot collection thing, that thing that I was getting for a little while. Patricia, apparently they're starting from issue 1 again. They're starting all over again with that. So I thought they were going to start running out of decks. I thought they were supposed to be like 100+ decks or something, and it was going to run for like 2 years. Sorry, 4 years for 100+ decks. And it seems they got about 40 in and then reset. Bad. But anyway, Ellis, let's have a look. Okay, Ed, you can't stop long. You're round your brothers for tea. I hope that's like your brother, not your bro. You're not doing like a bro thing. You're like, yay, broing out with the bros, doing bro shit. I don't know what bros do. That's my impression of a bro. Anyway, right, Elise, let's get the card cam. Oh, hang on, my screen. What's it called? Stream Deck was in sleep mode. I know, right? Everything is so complicated now. So if I do that, if it goes that way, yeah, it's perfect. Move Wispy's little thing to 12 o'clock. Right then. So, Wispy, we have a reading. Good evening, by the way, Wispy. I know, right? Manic energy starting off tonight, Wispy. Wispy, we have a question from Elise, who wants to know what is ours thoughts and feelings of meeting them in person recently. They had a love connection a few months ago. A little bit of romance. A little bit of romance in your life. Does I want to make you his new wife? Are you going to marry and have some kids? Or is your relationship on the skids? Sorry, I'm joking. It was the only thing I can think of to rhyme. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm not making light of it. Honestly, it's just that's my ADHD brain. What is the song? A little bit of Monica something. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, they're on issue 46 right now. They've increased the price again. How much is it now then? Do you know what it is? They want people to tail off and then they can reset everything. Right then, I'm going to come off the live chat and go to, I would do if I could, you know, and go to the starred chats. There we go. So I've just seen Elise's question. Right then, Wispy. Here we go. We're in the flow now, Elise. Wispy, what is our thoughts and feelings of meeting Elise recently? They had a love connection a few months ago. Here we go then. So we're just going to do that. I'm being very mindful of the fact that I'm trying to not see what the cards are because I don't want to be influenced in any way. And the vice versa deck is fantastic, except the vice versa deck actually is double-sided. And what that means is that sometimes as you're shuffling or as you're dealing the cards, you can kind of see what the cards are, and it can affect. I try not to let it, but it can sometimes affect what you're going to say. It shouldn't do. There we go. Is that going to be up right? There we go. Perfect. So then let's have a look. This is where you are, what you need to know, and your opportunity. This is your love reading. So 8 of Pentacles is coming up in the where you are. So it feels like there's unfinished business because the 8 is like working really hard to try and finish. So there is definitely unfinished business here. Now, the interesting thing, you've got 1 Pentacles and 2 Sword cards. So this is a work. This is work, at least. This is not a, oh, everything's going amazing and everything's, wow, it's so amazing and we love each other so much and everything's so easy. There we go, just turn that up. It's not that sort of connection, unfortunately. It feels like it was a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of energy put into it to get to kind of where you are. And it feels, again, like this side of it, you're handing something down to generations. This is the more traditional sort of Pentacles, whereas this just feels like it's that effort of, oh, can I be bothered? I'm not sure we can still be bothered with each other. Now, where what you need to know, we got the Queen of Swords. So there is Swords is trouble and strife, heartache, not heartache, but trouble and strife, hardship, maybe hurdles, obstacles, things to overcome. And the Queen is a nurturing character. So I don't know what ours gender is. I don't know what whether this is them or whether this is somebody else. Like, this could be your energy, but the Queen of Swords is saying, like, she's not the most nurturing queen in the deck. You know what I mean? She brings that hard nose energy with her, and she's the sort of queen that basically, if something ain't right, chop the head off with their head. It's that sort of energy. So when it comes down to what you need to know, it almost feels like, I don't know whether you've backed out of this or whether R has backed out of this, and it just feels like, do you know what, it's not really worth it. Reason I'm saying that is because we've got the King of Swords coming up as well in the opportunity card, and the King of Swords has turned his back. So it's literally, I mean, you can see is this Thor or Zeus summoning the lightning? But you can see here the king has turned his back. Like, this is the standard image, but the king has walked. So I think if R is typically masculine sort of energy and has that king type energy, then I think R's walked. And when it's coming up in the opportunity, it's literally your opportunity to say, see you, bye, starting over again, going to bring my life and sort my life out, because bye, see you later. So the Queen of Swords in this case is on the throne by herself. She's the one on the throne. She's the one in control, right? That's the back. You can see there is a distinct difference. Together, these would have made an interesting pairing, lots of trouble and strife. But when the king's coming up, he's already out. He's already out of it. So if R is masculine energy, he's already out of it. So yeah, I think that answers your question, my darling. I really, really, really do. It just feels that just doesn't really feel worth it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really feel worth the energy for you to continue. So what I would say, my darling, is this is your opportunity to completely move on. And with that, we're going to move on I know, right? Look at that. It was like a link, like a professional link or something on the television. Look at the state of my glasses, by the way. Look what I've done to them. I've damaged them. I sat on them the other day. So if they're luckily, I've just got a letter through from Boots Optician saying your appointment is overdue. Come and get a new pair of specs. The connection has ended. We haven't seen each other after that. Just wonder about his thoughts. He's out there. He's not giving you a second thought, my darling. So do you know what? I wouldn't give him a second thought either. So there you go. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for your question. Don't forget, if you would like a reading, there are 2 ways to get a reading on this channel. What are those 2 ways? I'm going to tell you now. Yes, indeed. As it says at the bottom of the screen, if you would like a question, start your question with the word question in the live chat. Put the word question and then put your question, if that makes sense. Too many times you said question, Lisa. But anyway, and I will go through the ones in the live chat and pick one at random. If, however, you want to guarantee your reading and help support the channel, you can do so by these poor glasses. You can do so by sending a super chat that comes directly through, and that will guarantee your reading is up next. It's the only way to do it. Or you can if you want still use the buy me a coffee queue jump method over at buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. But that is also where our memberships are. Now listen, I know I bang on about these memberships, right? At the moment, the members have got access to the next 2 spooky deck review videos, right? We've got access to those. They've also got access to the next podcast that's going up later in the week. They've also got an exclusive what was the other thing I sent out? There was a poll that's running on the channel about tarot decks, but there's also going to be an exclusive after dark tarot after dark session where we use some of the darker tarot decks, the more macabre, the more sinister, not sinister, the more shadow work, that's the word I'm trying to use, tarot decks, and we go into some of those dark areas of the psyche, the really deep stuff. So that is going to have to be, because of the way that YouTube, the algorithm and everything works, I think that's going to have to be a members only chat. So if you want to be part of that, and part of the weekly pre-live live, our members only chat, where we every Sunday at 6 p.m. we have a chat about life, the universe and everything. Sometimes people want readings, sometimes we just talk about how our week's gone. It really does vary, but it's down to the members as to what we talk about. Then all of that is available from £5 a month at the buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. So that is exclusive to buymeacoffee.com. In fact, today, do you know what? Today is the first day in the longest time that that's better. Got my green specs on because it goes with the purple. It doesn't, it clashes horrendously, but I love it. Today's the first time in the longest time that I don't actually have a coffee with me. I know. Who am I? I've been invaded by the pod people. I've got a Cherry Max and an energy drink, because literally we walked through the door and I was straight in the back room, straight on the live stream. I didn't even have time to boil the kettle or put the Tassimo on. I know. Anyway, right, let's the things I do. Right, let's have a look. So we've got a couple of questions coming in. Let me have a look. So we are going to go to scrolly. We're going to, please don't be Patricia. What have we got? Who have we got? Kat. Hang on. Let me star it and go on the other screen. Kat, question. Can I get a general message, please? You certainly can, my darling. Don't forget, everybody. She says after bringing the camera in. Don't forget, if you are not Kat, if you're not this, where is it? This person here. If you're not Kat, right, then all you need to do is copy and select and copy your question. Get ready for the next round, because I will pop it in and not I will pop it in, but I will be doing another round in about 7 or 8 minutes time. Okay, so hold it until then. When I open another free round, pop it in again, and you never know, yours might get randomly picked when I do the uppy downy on the jog wheel on the thing. Also, I've got to tell you, I am so impressed with myself, right? I am so super impressed with myself. I have got this button that I can now change all my lighting. Just pressed it. Wait a second. Wait a second. It goes to purple. How cool is that? I know, I'm a nerd. Anyway, you can tell I'm a nerd because I've got the new Alexa Echo Pod thing, right? That I need to get sorted for in here. So that every time I say computer change the lights, that she'll change it to other colors. I've only got 2 set up on my thing. Not that anybody cares about that. Right then, cats, let's have a look. Look, it's gone green. I love it so much. Right, let's bring everybody's like, shut the hell up, Lisa, you're just rabbiting, we just want tarot reading, shut up, what are you talking about, bitch? Right. Oh gosh, and I've not, look at that, I've not even changed camera. It's the one thing my Stream Deck can't do is to change the camera yet. I'm working on it, but if I want to pay for that, it's like an extra, it's twice the price. I currently pay $25 a month to stream. I know, right? I pay money to do this. It's ridiculous. But I pay $25 a month just for the software to stream. If I want to do it so I can have 2 cameras on simultaneously so that you'll see my face in the little corner here while I'm showing the cards, it's $50 a month. It's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So yeah, that's why if anybody ever asks why other channels have got like multiple screens and multiple things and doodahs and all sorts of lovely things going off, it's because they've obviously been monetized on the YouTubes a lot more and they get ad revenue and everything else. We don't get that here. Right, Wispy? Cat would like a general reading, please. A general message for Cat. Right then, don't forget, Kat, if you were here live, you'd be doing the shuffling and the cutting, but obviously you're not, so I'll do it for you. Right then, so we cover up the cards, and I'm now not looking at the deck. I'm looking over here. So we do your drop. Is that it? That's a low drop. Right then, so a general message. So we'll do a past, present, future. That's a really open general one. So past, present, future. Let's see what we are looking at. Okay. Oh, could this be a work connection or a romance connection that you've had recently? Reason I'm saying that, Kat, is if we look, we've got the 2 of Pentacles coming up, but it's reversed. So people often see the 2 of Pentacles like this. It's a fairly common depiction, seeing somebody juggling the balls or like a joker. In this deck, it's actually, you can see the reverse of it is watching people, excuse me, are watching from afar. So if this is work related, because Pentacles is work, career, finances, if this is work related, then it means that there's one of 2 things happening. The 2s are about connection. So there could be a work buddy, a work connection going on, but it's also, you can see that there is a lot of effort being put in, a lot of work being done, because we've got the infinity symbol glowing, but people are watching on from afar. So it's almost like the work and effort you're putting into things at the moment aren't being recognized. It's like people are from a distance watching you do the stuff, but no one's there going, yay, oh, well done, hurrah, here, have some pennies in the hat or whatever it is, because obviously this is like a court jester. So it feels very much like you feel a bit underappreciated right now. And that's, you know, that's something that I think a lot of us feel in our work lives, especially when in the present we've got a major card. Now this, if I scroll down, this is the Chariot card. Now normally you can see the card looks a bit more like this, with the winners, like it's like a victory thing. And even on this deck, the other side of the card, this is a little bit more traditional. So you can see we've got the 2 sphinxes, the gold, the really, really polished armor, the shining armor. In this case, we've got the caduceus. So it's a very, like, this is a winner's sign. You've even got the plow coming in here. However, this way round, the card doesn't feel quite as sparkly and wondrous. Do you know what I mean? It's like the paved road has given way to this universe, and so this way round it's a much more intense and a much deeper card. So it's basically saying that you're going on a bit of a journey of discovery at the moment, and it's linked into whatever this feeling of not getting your dues, not getting your worth, because this person not only has their back to us, so they are traveling away from this situation, but they're also traveling in this path with their emotions, because can you see here, right in that corner, there is a cup. So they are literally, this is an emotional journey, an emotional period of movement that's going on. And it feels really interesting because we've got, I can't remember what this rune is called, but there's runes here. We've got a chain that is trying to hold you in place, but that chain has been cut. So there's a lot of imagery here about moving on, and not necessarily as the victor. Does that make sense? So it's not like you got to own your own, you're not like the head of, I don't know, Google, and now you're going off to go and sort out Elon Musk and Twitter. You know what I mean? It's not like you've gone, I've turned this company into a multi-billion world dominating thing, and now I'm going over here. It's like you just went, do you know what? You ain't paying me enough. I'm not getting appreciated. I'm not, and again, if this isn't work, it's romance related because of the two. It's like, you don't love me enough. You don't appreciate what I do, so I'm buggering off for your own benefit. And then we've got the Seven of Swords reversed in the future position. Now, normally the seven looks a lot more like this. This is a very typical Rider-Waite-Smith style image, where you can see somebody, a hooded figure quite often, carrying 5 swords away, and some are dropped. Now, this is interesting because you can see these tents. It's like a medieval battlefield, right? So you've got these tents in the background where the soldiers are sleeping, and this person is coming in, stealing the swords to either melt them down or nick the jewels or whatever it is they're doing. But they have carried too much. They have dropped these two. And you've got it this way round. So you can see that not only is this being taken from the tents, but also from the battlefield, because you've got the remains of a fallen soldier here with their helmet on. So this is talking about there being a lot of trouble and strife to come, but it's not as bad as it could be, because you're walking away from that trouble and strife. So again, whatever this journey is, it feels like whatever this was in the past, it feels like it's making you want to move on, and you are going to move on, take some shit with you, whether you're entitled to or not. You're going to take some stuff with you, but that is leaving the hurdles and the heartache behind. So I don't know whether you can take that, Cat. I don't know whether that makes sense, but that is going to be your reading for tonight, my darling. And with that, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for your question. And yeah, I hope that you can take that and let me know in the comments if you can. Right, talking about the comments, let's go on to the live stream. Hang on. So I need to go to that one. It makes perfect sense. Oh, thank you, my darling. These cards are really accurate, right? There's a reason I use these a lot. There's a reason this deck, the Fifth Spirit deck, even the Tarot of the Wheel of the Year. Tarot of the Year, not Tarot of the Wheel of the Year. That makes no sense. The Tarot of the Year deck, they're some of my favorite decks for quite intense readings. No problem at all, my darling. Good evening to Ellis. Hello, Ellis, my darling. How are you? I hope you are well. Also, good evening to Saldada, my darling. What is that? What's that picture? What is that? It looks a bit like my engagement ring. But I don't think you're sending me an engagement ring. I mean, you can send me an engagement ring if you want. I've already like taken and everything, but send me a big diamond sparkly engagement ring. I'll flog it and have a holiday. Actually, do you know what? I wouldn't. Do you know what I would genuinely do if I had a couple of grand, like bequeathed or donated? I would buy a proper work computer. Like a proper computer that does everything I need, and I would pay for the advanced software for this because I love what I do. I love what I do. Talking about doing what I do, shall we have another session? Sounds so wrong coming out of my mouth, but anyway, you know what I mean. Let's open a tarot session. So if you would like a reading, how do you get a reading on this channel? I've told you multiple times, but you know what? I'll tell you again. All you need to do is go straight along to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic if you want to queue jump that way. Or you can send a screen chat. No. Thank you. A super chat. send a super chat to here with your question on it. Or if you would like a free reading, all you need to do is put your question down in the comments in the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of those at random. So that's how you get a reading. Go ahead and do those things now. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Don't forget, everybody, go ahead and press your subscribe button. You've got to be able to do that anyway before you can comment. But also ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I go live or upload a video. There's a lot more videos planned. I'm telling you, I'm working on tarot spread videos. I'm looking at going through my entire collection if you want to see my full collection, but also some of my favorite decks for beginners, for intermediaries, and across the board. So yes, there's lots of stuff coming your way if that is of interest to you. Right then, I am looking at you whilst I click on the doodah. Hang on, I did that wrong. Because I've still got, hang on, I need to take the banner off. That's going to annoy me. There we go. So comments, there we go. And we're looking at up and down, up and down, up and down. We're going for this one. What's this? Is it a reading? Is it a message? Oh, it is. Sudeshni. Hang on, let me star it and put it in the other page. There we go. Question, will I get married this lifetime? I mean, lifetime's a long time, Sudeshni. Welcome to the channel, by the way. I don't recognize you. Might have, do you know what? You could have been here every week for the last 3 weeks. The way my brain is working at the moment, I still wouldn't probably remember. I know, right? I am not that I'm forgetful, you understand. It's just with the COVID, my fibro brain has become really, 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 really poorly. Right, what am I trying to do? I don't want to wait. There we go. Hang on, hold on. There, and then bring it down. Is that right? Is that in position? You see, if I got the other software, it would be a lot simpler because I wouldn't have to keep changing things all the blooming time. But anyway, it's fine. Right then, Sudeshni, let's have a look, my darling. So, by the way, somebody commented the other day. They sent me a little message on one of the socials saying, you always say darling on the what's this on the YouTube, right? They said you always say darling. Do you not think that's really sexist because it means you're only talking to women? And I was like, no. It's like I say darling to absolutely everybody, male, female, other, like any gender. I say hello. I say, right, darling. I said it's like a southern thing partly. I said the weirdest thing was coming up Leeds. See, that's right, northern. Coming up to Leeds and having people say love. Love for me was really gendered. So, you know, when you get bus drivers and people saying, you're right, love, to this big burly, like tattooed builder bloke, and then also saying it to the little old lady, that always freaked me out far more. But anyway, so Sudeshni, Wispy, Sudeshni would like a reading, a love reading, a specific love reading though. They want to know, is Sudeshni going to get married this lifetime? Now, depending on how old Sudeshni is, right? If Sudeshni is like 97, then this lifetime might only be like 5 or 20 years. If Sudeshni is like 21, chances are there's a good few years ahead, right? So we don't know how old Sudeshni is, but obviously a lifetime is a long time. So what we want to know, Wispy, we're going to be a bit more specific, right? We want to know not only are they going to marry, but also if it's going to be in the next like 5 years. Okay, we're going to bring it down to 5 years maybe. That's what we're going to do. So we'll have a look then, my darling. So Sudeshni, is Sudeshni going to get married in the next 5 years or so? That's the question. Let's have a look, and we'll do the where you are. We'll do the heart one. So I just cover that over so I don't get distracted or in any way influenced. And we have all the where you are now, what you need to know, and the opportunity. Right. Oh, where you are now. Oh, interesting. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Right now, Sadeshni, I don't know how old you are, my darling, but are you quite a lot older? Is like, because the 10 of Pentacles is talking about finishing work and kind of being at retirement age. So I know I was joking about you being 97, but are you actually a little bit older? Because this is coming up in the Where You Are Now card. It's either that or it's talking about being kind of fulfilled in work and fulfilled in like in a monetary sense. But I think, like, I'm not saying you're 97, but I think maybe you are a little bit older. So maybe you're, I don't know. I don't think you're much older than me. Hang on, how old am I? I'm 47. Yeah, I don't think you're older than me. So I don't think it is quite retirement age. But I do think that maybe you are. Yeah, I think maybe you are a little bit older. But not quite. I don't think you're my age. I don't think you're late 40s. Okay, Wispy. It's really interesting. So, Sudeshni, I'm getting the right. I don't know whether you've had a really near miss. Right. This might be, listen, you could be like 19 and going, oh my God, Lisa, what the hell are you saying? I don't think you are. I think you are nearer my age. And I think there was a near miss because reason I'm saying that. So I don't know whether you've been engaged in the past or whether you got married and it didn't work out, but it feels like there's been a chance at this already somewhere along the line, because what this card is giving me, right, you can see even from the back, we've got the older gentleman here and then we've got these two younger people, right? So we've got this older figure. So again, if this is medieval times, then you were grey and bearded by the time you were 35. You know what I mean? It's like if you got to 35, you were an elder. So I think you're probably around that sort of, not as old as me, but 35 plus, maybe something like that. Or 30. You could be in your 30s. I don't know. Anyway, so but this feels like you've not been around the block, because that sounds really naughty, but it feels like you've had an opportunity in the past that for whatever reason never got it didn't follow through, right? And that you've actually still got this need for companionship. So it wouldn't surprise me if you've got like fur babies, as we call them, like a pet, a doggo or something that you are quite wrapped up in, or whether you've got like a bestie, like a super best friend that you spend a lot of time with, like who is effectively your companion, but not in that sort of way. And I think, again, you might be 19, but I think you're probably like quite self-sufficient, right? So if I'm right, you'll have, I don't know whether you own your own house, but you're certainly probably renting a house, your bills are being paid, you know, you're working, or if not working, then, you know, you're on, everything is sorted, you've got your benefits sorted for whatever reason, whatever's happening. Like you're one of those people that you probably don't need a new set of bed linen, you know, another toaster. You know, when people get married, they get given all the useful stuff for starting a life. It feels like you've already got that, right? So there's a certain amount of self-sufficiency here, which means the question is a little bit more of, will I meet somebody that I connect with and want to share my life with? Not, am I just going to get married? Because I know for me, right, me and Rufus have been together 8 years next week after. And so for us, Like we've got everything, but we got together when I was already, you know, I was 39 when we started seeing each other. At 39, I had plates and crocks and a kettle and a microwave and all of those things. Do you know what I mean? I had all of that. So when we got together, there was no need for us to go, oh, should we get married really soon and we can put crocks and homeware on our, you know, marriage registry. There was none of that needed because he had his stuff, I had my stuff, and all we did was go, okay, who's got the younger kettle, who's got the older toaster that's a bit knackered, right, chuck that one, keep that one, give that one away, donate that one. And we just streamlined what we had. So this is what this card is giving me. Again, if you're 19, I really do apologize, but this is what I'm feeling. In the what you need to know, I think there's still some upheaval. Now this is kind of, so wands is your sense of self, right? And it's your sense of confidence. Now, this is the way that the 5 is often depicted, right? 2 people squaring up is very chaotic, a little bit combative, people clashing. This way up, like this way round, for me, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel as bad as that. This way round, even though it is pretty much the exact same picture, just with the colors swapped, this way round, how it's come up for you, it feels like the issue isn't meeting people, right? The issue isn't having friends and having people in your life. The issue is finding people that you want to share this life with, because this person is quite happy, right? They've got their dog, they've got their throne, they've got the clothes, they've got the gold floating orbs in the background above this archway thing. They're quite happy living their life. They've got a nice little garden, needs a bit of mowing, but you know, everything's good. And it was going to take a particular type of person to enter your life that you want to share with, right? And that person also has to be at the point where they are also fairly self-sufficient, because you don't want to be like, you don't want to be basically mothering or parenting someone that comes into your life with absolutely nothing. You don't mind sharing what you've got, but you don't want to be like providing everything and going, oh, what are you bringing into this relationship? Oh, you're bringing yourself, and that's nice, and I don't need other things, but maybe don't just bring yourself and expect me to provide everything else. Maybe there's a little bit of imbalance there, and I think that's what the issue is about finding someone. Now the opportunity that's coming up is the 6 of Swords. Now this is interesting, right? Because a lot of people will say this is a negative card, because swords quite often, like you hear me say it all the time, it's challenges, obstacles, and hurdles. But this is actually moving away from the swords. This way round, it feels like the swords are in the boat. This way round, you can see a lot clearer that the obstacles in life are actually separate from the boat. And even though they are pinned, right? I don't know whether you can see that they are pinned. There, just there, look, really, really close. You saw the close-up of my nail there. Look at that. I do apologize. You get to choose what you're taking forward, right? So, Wispy, I'm going to do a blind pull halfway through the deck in a minute to do a 4th card, because this is saying what the opportunity is. What we want to know, Wispy, is in a single card, is there going to be a love connection coming in? May not be a marriage connection, but is there going to be a love connection coming in? Because this feels like you are deciding at the moment what baggage to take forward for the rest of your life. So I don't know whether you've just had a birthday or some sort of life event moment where it's putting things in perspective, but it feels like this 6 of Swords, swords is trouble and strife, 6 is like community, people around you, all of that. And it feels like you're going, I'm happy to take these with me on my journey. However, maybe if I wanted to, I could get rid of one of this, or I could get rid of a bit of that. Whether that's the people in your life, the circumstances, you're choosing to take forward what you want to take forward. Now, Wispy, what we're going to do is a blind cut, okay? And we want to know, well, it's not going to be the heartbreak card, so that's good. We want to know, Wispy, is choosing to cut some things away and take some things forward. Excuse me. Is this going to be the way that brings in the romance? Is there going to be romance coming in if Sudeshni takes a long, hard look at the obstacles and challenges that they're choosing to take forward? That's what we want to know. And again, right, so we're going to do, oh, no, hang on. It went like that. It went like that. So if that's the cut, hang on, I'll tell you what, Wispy, let's do it. Let's do it properly. We'll do it with a shuffle. Oh, right. Hang on. This is such a difficult deck to work with when you don't want to see what the cards are. Right. Okay. So I am now closing my eyes. Hang on. Let me, I'll tell you what, you can even, where is the mouse? Oh, there it is. Right. Give me 1 second. So I'm changing the camera. So I am going to, this is going to be dangerous because I literally can't see where the cards are. So Wispy, what I'm going to do is we're going to pull one cut and we're going to see where this is going. Okay. So we want to know for Sudeshni, what is the energy that comes in if they look at the 6 and work out the bits that they want to drop, okay, because they don't have to take everything moving forward. So previous relationships and things like that, any baggage from that, they can absolutely cut. It's going to go again. There we go. See, I could feel it, couldn't see it, but it's going again. And so we've got the 7 of Wands. Okay, there is, so I think, do you know what, Sudeshni? I think the issue here is that you are too self-sufficient, because the 7 of Wands again is your sense of self, your sense of confidence, right? And again, we've got this. So this way round, you can see the Wands are being used as a protection. This way round, you're standing behind that protection. You can see this shield here. So I think you're too not set in your ways, but I think at the moment what's blocking that love energy coming in is literally the fact that you don't need anybody in your life. You don't need somebody right now. You're quite content. It'll be nice to share things with someone, but actually, if you boiled it down, you're quite happy and quite content with your life where you're going. It'll be nice to have that little love connection, someone to share it with, a little bit of the other, you know what I mean? A little bit of, ooh. But I think you're actually kind of, you're cock blocking yourself. Does that make sense? Because you're kind of saying, do you know what? Right now, everything I've got in my life, if you want to join me in my life, then you need to bring it. You need to bring X, Y, Z. And actually, even then, I think you might, I think you might kind of, how can I put it? It's like it would have to be, it's like in the film Practical Magic. I don't know whether you've ever seen it, right? But a woman doesn't want to fall in love, right? And there's this, the family, spoilers for a 20-year-old film, whatever it is, 30-year-old, oh God. Probably like a 35-year-old film now, Jesus. Anyway, spoilers. So the whole family line are cursed, right? Because they're witches. And all the women in their family, if they fall in love with a guy, he dies. They get heartbroken. So one of these young girls, Sandra Bullock as a kid, basically said she never wants to fall in love because she doesn't want to get heartbroken. So she casts a spell to the universe and says he's got to have one eye this color, the other eye different color. The star's got to be his favorite image. He's got to do this, that, and the other. And there's all this stuff that's put into this spell, into this wish, that basically is impossible to find, right? And she casts it off, and then she has relationships, but she's not in love. They're just like, you know, she ends up getting married, thinks she's in love, has 2 kids, and it turns out he wasn't really her love. And then she randomly meets somebody, spoilers, but she randomly meets somebody who fulfills all those boxes. And it feels a bit like that where you're coming from. It feels like you like the idea of being in love and having a partner, but they would have to be, it's like, they've got to be Hollywood movie gorgeous. They've got to have, you know, own their own house, their own car, have their own teeth, have £25,000 available cash to spend whenever we want, £200,000 in bonds and stock, at least £500,000 in this. They've got to have, you know, not grey yet, no wrinkles, but they've got to be at least 40. You know what I mean? It's like you're putting all of these things in line because actually secretly you don't want a partner, a long-term, like a husband or a wife. You don't want that long-term. What you actually want is somebody to share some fun with and maybe do a little bit of, you know what I mean, a little bit of bedroom ballroom dancing, but actually you don't want to have the whole hassle of a marriage. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. It's I think until you recognize that and remove that block, I've often said you could have somebody knocking on your door that fulfills every single one of your criteria, right? Ticks every single box. Absolutely. And you would open the door and go, I'm not interested today, thank you. Because actually you don't really want those things. But anyway, let me know down in the comments section if you can take this reading. Where's my comments button gone? Live comments. Lol. You're also set in your ways. Well, I didn't want to say that, but I was kind of hitting at that because I know what I'm like. You're amazing. So accurate, though you're not 90. I didn't say you were 90, my darling. But yeah, yes, someone to add value. Yeah, that's it. That's the point. Self-sufficient. That's what I said. Yay. So yeah, anyway, I hope that helps. Sorry everyone, that became a really long reading, didn't it? But anyway, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. And yes, thank you very much for asking the question. I know, right? I said I was going to keep to 7-8 minutes. That never happened, did it? Sorry. Going again. You're 43. Oh, what did I say? Did I say older than me or about my age? I'm 47. So actually you're about right. You're about right. That's about my age. I still have to stop and think because I still want to say I'm 39. But so actually, that's really interesting. Your love, appreciate. Oh, no problem, my darling. That's actually really interesting. Okay, thank you. Wow. Yeah. All right. Don't rub it in. Younger than me. All right. Yes. All right. We know 43 is younger than me. Yes. Whatever. Go off, people, you know. Anyway, thank you very much for your question. And I hope that helps in some way. Right. Let's get another cab off the rank. Apologies, everybody. That took like 20 minutes. I don't even know why. I just had the strongest feeling that actually Sudeshni wasn't 19 and was absolutely blocking their own path. Anyway, go ahead and we're going to put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question if you would like a reading, or you can go ahead and send a super chat at any time during tonight's stream. We've got 45 minutes left on the stream, so if you would like a reading, go ahead and do those things. If you put it into the live chat starting with the word question, I will grab one of those at random. If you go ahead and send a super chat, not screen chat, I think I said screen chat, super, I'm gonna have to put it on a sticker on front of my laptop. If you send it as a screen chat, if you send it as a super chat, you will get yours read immediately. If we get more super chats and queue jumps, I will go through all of those first and then open up another round for the freebie readings. Okay, so once again, if you want a reading, that's what you need to do. And I'm going to play a little video now. Don't forget, everybody, if you haven't already, make sure you ding that bell. I was trying to do that in time then, but ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I open I open a round. I open a video. I load a video. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Don't you? You know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, make sure you do that. And yeah, the YouTube will let you know supposedly when I upload a video. Let's have a look at the live chats then. First of all, nothing's come through on the super chats. Nothing's come through on Buy Me a Coffee. So we go to the freebie ones. Oh, there's quite a few questions in now, and people that I haven't said hello to. Hello, Geo 02031. Good evening to Shelley Lard. Good evening to, excuse me, Ellis. I said Palak. Good evening, Grace. Good evening, Shivani. Good evening. Right now I've done the polite things. I'm going to mute while I slurp me can of pop, and I'm going to close my eyes and pop a question. Choose a question. I clicked off screen then. Also, I don't think I muted it. So apologies. If you've got misophonia, that would have been a nightmare. I'm so sorry. These Karma ear. Oh no, don't fall. That little tiny bit of rubber's 10 pounds. 20 quid for 2 of these things. Right, let me have a look. Is that the right way around? Yes, I think so. No. There we go. Is now. Right, so I'm scrolling and I'm clicking. So hopefully that's clicked on a question. No, again. Stop it. Right. I'll keep opening a private chat. This one. Ellis Dodd. Oh, Ellis. What do I need to do? What do I need to... Hang on. I can't read it. Let me put it in blue and put it on the other page. There we go. What do I need to do to start feeling fulfilled in life? Okay, my darling, let's have a little look for you. Don't forget, everybody else, go ahead and select and copy your questions and get ready for the next round. Wispy, good evening. Wispy, Ellis Dodd would like to know, what do I need to do to start feeling fulfilled in life? Do you know what, Ellis? I could ask that question myself because, you know, I'm 47. I don't know how old you are, my friend, but at 47, I'm still looking to feel fulfilled. Why is that one single card that way up? None of the others are. That'll be my dodgy shuffling at some point. Right. So, oh, gosh. Talking about dodgy shuffling. Right then, Wispy. What does Ellis need to do to start feeling fulfilled in their life? That's what we want to know. What does Ellis need to do to start feeling fulfilled in life? Here we go. One more round. 2, 3, and 4. Right. Here we are then, Wispy. We're going to do the cut. And we go to the... Oh! The 10 of Pentacles again, but this time it's coming up reversed. Okay. And then the star and the wheel. So you've got 2 major cards, Ellis, and the flip side of the 10. So let me get the buttons ready for the other ones. So the 10 this time round, this is a situation, obstacle, challenge reading, okay? So the situation is the 10 of Pentacles. So again, I wonder if you've hit a plateau. I wonder if you've kind of hit a plateau where other people are kind of stood around waiting for you, not waiting for you to die so they can inherit your wealth, but kind of, it's like you've stopped, you've not that you've retired from work, right? That isn't it at all, but that you've kind of, I don't want to say given up, but kind of given up a little bit, right? So there's a little bit of hitting a plateau, hitting a point in your work or money or something where you're like in your career area where you're like, do you know what? It's just the same old. Like, I've achieved everything I've kind of wanted to achieve, and now I'm just going through the motions. That's the phrase. You're very much going through the motions. It's like there's no great big spark here. Also, it's really interesting that the dog here is missing from this side, which is just fascinating. You could argue that maybe the dog's off camera somewhere, but oh no, the dog is there. The dog is there. Sorry, I can see the doggo. Look, there's the doggo. But you've also got this fact of this couple are looking on and they're kind of just watching and waiting. And so the people around you are just like, okay. And I think there's nobody in your life that's going, Ellis, come on, crack on with things. It's like you're just swimming in circles. Or do you know what it is? Okay, Wispy, thank you. Wispy's giving me the analogy, right? You know when an airplane comes into land and there's nowhere for it to land on the airport and they've got a circle and they do so they're like, and they fly in like a stacked formation and the circles are like a couple of miles in radius in size, and they just kind of circle and slowly stack before there's a space for them to land. That's kind of what you're doing at the moment. It's like plodding along, plowing on, getting on with things, but there's no spark. Now the obstacle, is that right? Situation, obstacle, how to overcome. Yeah, I think that's right. Situation, obstacle, how to overcome. I'm sure that's what I said I was doing. But that's a situation anyway. The obstacle becomes the star. Now, this is interesting, right? Because the star in this case is talking about wishful thinking. So coming up as the obstacle, the challenge, is the fact that the star's energy here is literally saying, be careful what you wish for. Not in a way of you might get it, but it's that you're not actually setting goals. You're just wishing. And sometimes you can wish your life away because literally what you're doing is, oh, I wish I could X, Y, Z, but you're not making goals to get there, if that makes sense. And what the star is saying, and like this way round, you can see there's like this ethereal figure guiding. There's no guidance here. You know what I mean? There is no guidance. This is as good as saying, chucking a penny in a fountain and saying, oh, I wish for a really good job. Well, if you're not applying for any jobs and you're not updating your CV and you're not making yourself marketable, it's probably not going to happen. You've got to do those things along the way to help yourself. You know what I mean? You've got to set some actual goals and start making steps. A wish is only good if you use it to set a goal that you work towards. Even in magic, even in witchcraft, right? We don't wish, we use spells. And those spells, that work that we do, there's a lot of effort put into it. And we work with what we've got and we make steps to enhance the mundane with the magical, but you are actually taking steps. You could do any spell out of any book and just follow it along, light the candle, do this, say what you want. It's not going to work unless you're putting that intent and following it up. And that's basically what this is saying. The obstacle is here, my darling. So I do think there is an issue here that you need to look at. You need to try and find what gives you that spark again. And then the opportunity is the wheel of fortune, or the wheel is really a fascinating card. Hang on, I did press that. I think my mouse is still sticky from Sunday. That sounded wrong. I spelled coffee on it. Well, on my desk anyway. The wheel is all about risk and reward. Okay, this way round looks a lot spookier. This way round, it's linking in with the magician card, which is saying that you are actually empowered, Ellis. Whatever is going on here, you are empowered to make that change. You can spin that wheel. You have the opportunity. You have the ability to spin this wheel, to stop wishing your life away and to actually use the wishes to set some goals and spin the wheel to work out how you need to move forward to get those goals. And the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that there is risk and reward on that wheel. Okay, so when you spin that wheel, you are taking a gamble, you are taking a risk, but what you're also doing is creating a change. So even if at the moment nothing is changing, right? Nothing changes. Oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could go to Africa. Oh, I really wish I could visit Nepal. I really wish I could go to New Orleans and Los Angeles. And I really wish I could have a holiday home in Spain. And I really wish I could keep wishing. I wish I could win the lottery. I don't play the lottery, but I wish I could win it. What's that worth? Not worth anything. You're just wasting air. You're wasting oxygen. And that's the key thing here, right? I know this sounds like I'm really like, no, waggy fingers. I don't mean it to be, but this is really, really intense because you've got two of these cards and they're both saying nothing changes unless something changes. And this is how you change it, right? It was a quote attributed to Einstein where the definition of stupid is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. And this is saying that. Stop wishing. If you're unfulfilled, stop wishing, start moving forward. Spin that wheel, take a chance, take a risk, go for the things that you want to do, but actually start moving towards it. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels and making wishes and using up valuable oxygen. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It's like, and I'm not saying like don't use up oxygen, for God's sake. I'm not in any way saying, you know, do anything like that. But what I'm saying is, if there's something you want to do, whilst we are all on this planet, whilst before the sun explodes and we end up in a cataclysmic war with Trump, Russia, and bloody China, or whatever the hell happens in the future, whilst you're still here and you're breathing and happy and, you know, doing things, then stop wishing and start acting on it. And the fact that you've got this magician symbol here, as above, so below, with the wheel, means that you do actually have the ability to do that. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you very much for your question. And I'm going to move. No, that one. I'm going to move on to the next one. So thank you ever so much, Ellis Dodd. I hope that helps. And yeah, thank you ever so much for your question. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. There we go. Yes. Thank you. You just need to take the plunge. Do it safely. Like I always say, it's like when I used to advise people about coming out and things. It's like, if coming out is going to get you thrown out and put on the streets, don't do it yet. Like if quitting your job is going to mean that you can't afford food for the next 6 months and you end up destitute, don't quit your job. Carry on doing the job that you absolutely hate, you loathe, and everybody there makes your skin crawl. Carry on doing that until you're in a position to move on. But use that time. Like, don't just carry on doing the job for 6 months and be in the same position. Use that 6 months to get your CV sorted, to take a night course, to, you know, apply for other jobs, to find something for you to move on from. So take the plunge, but do it in a way that is controlled. Okay, if that makes sense. And I hope that helps. I really do. Good evening to Nanette and Jack. Good evening, my darling. I hope you are well. What's that? Oh, thank you, Sudeshni. Oh, I'm good at this shit, aren't I? I know, right? Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. I'm learning to say I'm good at this shit. There's not a list. Ritesh Kshatriya RK. So Ritesh Kshatriya, there's not a list. All you have to do is wait until we open a round, which I am about to do right now. When we open a round, there's 2 ways to get a reading. You can do it by sending a screen chat. No, for God's sake, Lisa, a super chat. Send a super chat with your question on, and that will come directly through. Get started, and that will get automatically, you will get the next reading guaranteed. Or if you want to take a chance, then you can go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. That will then get put into a hat effectively, and I will pull one of those at random. And yeah, and I'll pull one of those at random and read, and then I'll open up another round following that. So that's how you get a reading on this channel. Just in case you missed it, because sometimes I do forget my words and muddle things up, here is how to get a reading. Right. Oh my God! Yes, indeed. That was my reaction to doing a reading where I was saying hello. Because again, when I read, I'm not on the comment screen. So if anybody's sending a comment or asking questions or for me to clarify, the mods have to bing me on WhatsApp to go, oi, Lisa, look at this, because I don't see the messages until after I've done the readings. So why was I saying that? Oh yeah, so I was doing a reading and I was saying to somebody, oh, I don't know, like, you're going to marry your next door neighbor and adopt their 4 kids. It wasn't quite that specific, but it was kind of like that. And then in the chat, the person had basically said, I've just got engaged to my next door neighbor and they've got 3 kids and I've got 1. And when I came back onto the after the reading, I came back onto the comments page and read through what they'd put. I was like, oh my God, I've literally just said that. I knew it. So this is how, like, my reactions are absolutely genuine when you see them on screen. They really, really are. Anyway, oh no, I haven't, Ellis, at Beyond Authentic Witchcraft on Instagram. And also on Facebook, facebook.com/at Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. The same on Instagram, the same on Threads, the same on, not on Twitter, but everywhere else. So yeah, send me some details. Good evening, Flower Beauty. And is everybody else's messages? Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, Holland's here. Good evening, Holland. I don't know whether you heard that. It sounds like my chair farted. It wasn't me. It was my chair. I'm also getting some armrests because these ones are like fake leather and I don't like them. They make my arms sweaty. So I'm getting some fabric things for them. Because sometimes, like, you know, when you, like, if I'm sat here editing and doing things, like, your arm gets sweaty and it makes those sort of noises, and I don't like it. Right, there's loads of questions and they're all over the place. So this is going to be really difficult. So what I'm going to have to do is go like this in a massive space and then probably click 1 or 2 times like this. Oh, no, that's not a question. So again, we do it again in this area and this. Bear with this. Question. Haha. Grace. Hang on. Star it. Go on the other screen so I can just see the question. There we go. And your question, my darling, was intention of Marak towards you, please. I'm sure we've answered this before. Grace. But okay, we'll go ahead and see if anything has changed. Wispy. Grace on the channel would like to know what Marek's intentions are towards them. What are Marek's intentions towards Grace, please? So Marek's intentions towards Grace. Let's have a look. Okie dokie. Don't forget, everybody, membership details are available from just up here, buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. We are going to be doing a members only after hours stream at some point, a tarot stream, where we're going to use some of the really deep, intense decks and get really, really deep and not so much dark, but deep and meaningful, and look at shadow work and all of that. We're going to go into it. So if you, oh my God, why can't I shuffle today? Wispy. If you're trying to flip a card, Wispy, you know by now it's 1 card, not the whole blooming deck. It doesn't work that way. So yes, Marek's feelings towards and intentions towards Grace, please. But yeah, there will be a Q&A and there will be a whole after hours dark. So that is only going to be members only. So if you want to take part in that, get yourself over here, join the membership just up there from the £5 tier, so that you can be part of all of that. You also get messages and notifications and pictures and all sorts of random other bits and pieces from me. Right then. So let's just do your cards. There we go. Oh, a deep cut. And we've got the where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. So, ooh, interesting. So, Grace, we've got the High Priestess coming up in your in the where you are role. Now, this is interesting because for me, Priestess energy is actually quite aloof, right? She's very spiritual and very switched on in that way, but she's kind of like a nun for me. Like even here, you can see she's depicted wearing white and she's got a version of the cross. It's very nun-like, you know what I mean? Very sort of spiritual, taken away from everything else. You know what I mean? Very, very spiritual over earthly, which is fine, you know, and there's no issue with that. But it is absolutely kind of, it is absolutely kind of, how can I put it? She's just a bit aloof, right? She's a little bit cold at times. So if this is where you are, then I think this is what Marek is picking up, right? So this is the general situation. So this is either you are coming off a bit cold towards Marek, or maybe it's a connection that isn't do you know what I mean? Maybe the connection isn't physical in that way or romantical in that way. Maybe it's a connection that is a little bit more academic. Does that make sense? And I'm not saying that you both study, you know, antiquities or anything else, but it does feel like the two, like the connection here is quite cold. Like this isn't the Empress, which is all about that lovely, warm, nurturing, kind of abundant, warm, lovely, warm summer's evening glow. It's not that. This is like a cool, crisp winter morning. And so that vibe is very, very different. So I think there is a connection, but I don't think it's down the warm and fluffy. In the what you need to know, we've got the Ace of Wands coming in. So there is a new connection here somewhere. Now, I don't know whether this is the connection to you or whether this Ace of Wands is what Marek is working on somewhere else. But the aces are new starts, new beginnings. Sorry, I just had to burp because my pop is repeating on me. So basically the wands here is a new beginning in terms of confidence and security. Now the question is what Marek's intentions are towards you. So I think Marek is working on something separate. I think that the connection here to the connection here to the situation is now not romantic or physical or anything like that. I think it's become a platonic connection, because it feels like Marek is making this move, this new start. And if that isn't with you, then where does that come from? The opportunity that, I mean, it could be, right? This could be that Marek is starting a new connection with you, in which case you'll know that immediately. And if so, then you'll feel that, if that makes sense. You'll feel that connection immediately. And so you'll know then that it started off cold and it's warming up. The opportunity that's coming in is the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups is this way round, is quite often how we see it. This way round, it's a really difficult choice. So it's a romantic choice because we've got cups. So that is a romantic connection. However, the seven here, I don't know whether you can see the person, their eyes are whited out. This is a blind choice. So the Seven of Cups is often talking about gifts that are coming alongside, but it's a really difficult decision, a difficult choice to make. And Marek is having that problem. Marek is having this difficult choice at the moment. So whether that is between you and somebody else, whether that is sort of connecting with you in a different way, there is a love connection here that is incredibly hard for them to decide, and they are being offered things, offered like bequeath, like gifts. They are being offered energy, lovely warm like energy, but they cannot decide, they cannot take it, and it's leaving them in a very, how can I put it, it's leaving them in a dark place, because this person is in the middle of a dark swamp being offered these cups, right? And they cannot make that choice. It's not they don't want to, they literally cannot see the choice. They cannot see the differences in the cups. They cannot see that some of them have got like golden glows. This one's glowing white energy. There's different vibes around them. They cannot see that choice. And so I think that if this connection was aloof and it's warming up, then you will be aware of that, because you will be offering Marek something at the moment, and that will be making something different. Do you know what I mean? That'll be, you'll be aware that this is you, because you will be aware, why are my lungs hurting? Something, there's a truth not being spoken. There's a truth not being spoken. My left lung. Oh, okay, Wispy, take it off. Wispy, take it off now. Thank you. Someone's lying. Who's lying, Grace? Somebody is lying. Something is not being spoken. So either Marek is completely lying to you, or, and I don't want to say this, but I have to put this out there, or there is no Marek and you're lying to us. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but there is a big old dollop of bullshit about this question, because I'm literally being stopped from taking a breath right now, which means there's truth here that isn't. There's a truth here that I think, right, okay, fuck it. There's a truth here you don't want me to answer. There's a truth here. There's something here you don't want me to say. So there is something here that is a big steaming heap of bullshit. So I don't know what that is, Grace. I don't know what that connection is. But there is something here. I am literally, I feel like my lung, my left hand lung is kind of being crushed from the bottom, which means somebody is trying to do this. It's like, no, shut up, Lisa, stop talking. There is a big pile of bullshit here. So something here isn't making sense. Either Marek, you know his intentions and you just want me to back it up because you know what's happening. He's already moved on and you're desperately clinging to something here. You're desperately trying to hold on, or this whole thing is bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit, right? There's something here. And I don't think I have ever said this on a stream before. Thank you. But it really does feel like this whole thing is bullshit. It really does. It really does. So either the question is bullshit because you already know the answer, or right. So if you're working on the relationship, then you know the answer already. You think more because you're a purple aura. But what does that mean? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. So, I mean, you know, I can say almost anything. I've now got green lights. Oh, my aura is now green. Oh, look how connected with the universe I am. Oh, no, it's purple. I'm spiritual. There's something here that's complete bullshit. So I call BS. Sorry, you might be entirely genuine. You might be entirely honest, entirely genuine, entirely 100%, and you might be really offended by what I'm saying, but I think you already know the answer. And I think you know the answer, not just on a physical level, but a spiritual. You know what what is happening, and it feels like, and I hate to say this, my darling, but you know me, the channel's called Beyond Authentic. I think this is just, you want me to blow smoke up your ass, and you want the attention. I think you absolutely know the answer, and I think you've been told it, and probably have been told it by multiple channels, because as I'm talking, my lungs have released. So literally the minute I call bullshit, I can speak and I can breathe properly. So yeah, there's something here. Anyway, whatever you get from that reading, Grace, good luck to you. I wish you nothing but the very, very best, but thank you ever so much for your question. And that's probably going to be the last question that that we managed to get from yourself now. So thank you ever so much. I hope that you got whatever you needed from it. And yes, thank you to Wispy for making me hyper aware of that. Anyway, let's have a look. Belinda, I can see this chat happening backwards and forwards about gravy and biscuits. I still don't know fully what a... Thank you, Ellis. I've just got a notification on my watch about the Instagram. So it's also just said, thank you, Ellis. I've just got a notification on my Instagram. Sorry, that's not supported. Apparently that's not supported. So yes, there you go. Right. So yes, there you go. Anyway, let me so yeah, I don't know what the it's all right, mods. It's done. I don't know what the gravy is and what the biscuits are, but they are a cross between, anybody in the UK, you'll kind of get what I'm saying with this. It's a cross between a crumpet and a scone, but they're like savory scones, if that makes sense. So they're like cheesy scones. Rufus, what's an American biscuit? You know when they say chicken and biscuits and gravy? It's like a scone, isn't it? But it's made with a different milk or something. Yeah. It's made with a different milk. I think it's made with like a buttermilk or something. But yeah, anyway. Sort of dumpling-y, but more... how can I put it? A bit like an English muffin, and a scone. Like cross those two together, and that's an American biscuit. Anyway, we've got time for one more reading. Yeah, their gravy looks more like bread sauce, except when they have meat gravy, and then it's a whole different thing. It's different culture. But you can tell all of us Brits that have never been to the States and gone, I'll have chicken and biscuits and gravy. Because we all hear that word, biscuits, and we go, what? It's like when you had one of the, was it KFC? I can't remember. But somewhere was doing, it's not Chick-fil-A. I can't remember, but somewhere was doing chicken with donuts. So the donuts were like sweet donuts, like on top, and on the bottom instead of buns, and a chicken burger in the middle. Oh, I don't know. I mean, that does sound... I've just been to Slimming World. That does actually sound quite nice. But anyway, right. One more reading, everybody. One last reading. Go ahead and put... Yeah, donut, chicken and donut. No, thank you. No, thank you. And luckily, I'm back on Slimming World, so I can't even try it out and let you know, because it'll be too many sins. Can't eat that. Oops a daisy. Never mind. What have we got tonight? Oh, we've got chicken burgers tonight, actually. Homemade chicken burgers by Rufus's own fair hands. Anyway, go on. We'll do one more question. Go ahead and stick your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of those at random. Don't forget, if you want to guarantee you sneak in at the last minute and just go vroom, then you can send a super chat. I got it right. Not a screen chat, a super chat. You can small things. Send a super chat and that will guarantee you get the last slot. Can you tell, right? The minute that we get a bullshit troll thing coming up, the minute that I've got to actually like ban somebody from the channel is the minute that my brain goes, oh, don't like doing it, but sometimes we have to. Anyway, go ahead and do those things. And yeah, here's a little video. Last reading coming up in about 30 seconds time. Okay, so then we've got questions in the screen. I'm just rolling up and down quickly. And I've just opened a private chat. There's nobody else on the StreamYard. Like, there's nobody else. It's not like when we're doing the podcast filming where you can have 1 or 2 people. By the way, there's 2 people on the next podcast. The lovely Holland, who is one of our moderators, they join us on the next podcast coming out tomorrow. Today's Tuesday, right? Tomorrow. If today's Tuesday, it's tomorrow. If today's, it's got to be Tuesday because I'm on a live stream, Lisa. Shut the hell up. Tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. Anyway, let's click on. We'll go for this one. Ritesh Kshatriya RK. Okie dokie, my darling. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Let me get rid of the TikTok thing, the ticket tapey thing. Bastard fireworks. Sorry, everyone. That was probably quite loud. Who's setting off fireworks? It's not even... Oh, it's getting towards that season, isn't it? Stupid. I bet the dogs are going ballistic. Sorry, everyone. That made me jump then. I don't know if you heard that. Bloody hell. Hang on. Will you have a donut at work that is tossed in spice sugar and has a sticky char siu pork in it? Ellis, that sounds amazing. That sounds truly amazing. That really does sound amazing. Anyway, oh, that does sound nice, actually. Now, my taste buds just went... Again, sorry for misophonia. Anyway, right, last reading tonight. Good evening. Wispy for the last time. Ritesh Kshatriya. No, Kshat. I can't read. It's too small on that screen. Ritesh Kshatriya. Thank you. Ritesh Kshatriya would like to know what is Priyanka's intentions and thoughts for them right now. So another thoughts, feelings, and intentions one. What are Priyanka's intentions and thoughts towards Ritesh Kshatriya? Sorry for pronunciation issues. What are Priyanka's intentions towards Ritesh right now? Okay, let's have a look for you. This is the last reading tonight, everybody. If you want to get a reading in the meantime, you can go along to the website. My website is beyondauthentic.co.uk, or you can go across to up here, look, buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, where you can actually book tarot readings, one-to-one tarot readings as well. You can book it as a live, so I can literally message you and do it live, one-to-one, or you can book it as a video call. So go ahead and do that if you like. So then, here we go. Ritesh, let's have a look. What are Priyanka's thoughts and feelings towards you? Where's your cut? It's going. There it is. So then, we've got where you are, what you want to know, what the opportunity is. So where you are, what you want to know, what the opportunity is. Okie dokie, my darling. Oh, right. Hang on, let me get the card up. So we've got the Tower coming up as your where you are now. So I don't know if there is something that's been happening with you and Priyanka, whether you've been together. It feels like there is a truth that is being revealed. So the Tower is talking about revealing a truth. It's like the rug is being pulled from under you. What you thought was one way is actually something else. So you can see the reverse of this card. This is how the card is often depicted, right? You can see, like, even on the little animation thing, The tower is being struck by lightning, bursting into flames. This is the back of the tower. Now, I don't know whether you can see, but the tower is hollow. The tower is actually hollow. So this is when the lightning hits. This is like slightly after. The tower itself is hollow. So it's built on a falsehood. The foundations were solid, but the rest of it has been built on a falsehood, my darling. So I don't know whether Priyanka is being as truthful to you as you need or as you hope, because it really does feel like there's some bullshit here. Do you know what I mean? It really does feel like there's a little bit of falsehood going on, quite a lot of falsehood. What you need to know, we've got the 10 of Wands reversed. Now, again, it's normally seen like this. This is the reversal because for me, the 10s are overconfidence, right? So the overconfidence is stepping in. You've got this sort of stone-like statue figure watching on from the distance, from the dark, that isn't on the standard card. So what this is saying is that what you need to know, I think you make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only, but it feels like you've been led to believe things were a certain way, got confident in that situation, and actually now you're learning that, you know, the truth is a little bit different, my darling. So yeah, it doesn't feel like Priyanka's intentions and thoughts are particularly honorable at the moment, particularly because in the opportunity position we've got the King of Wands. Now this card, this way up, nice standard king, enjoying the power on the throne. This way up, it's not that at all. You can see, look at this snake. Can you see the snake? Look at the snake wrapping itself around that tree. The king thinks he's safe because he's on the throne. And there's this little reptile thing there. Is that the tail of the snake? It doesn't really matter, does it? Because you're like, I'm the king. Nothing's going to hurt me. Look at the size of that great big snake. This king is overconfident. Now the opportunity is coming in, is saying it is the opportunity. Now you're aware of this confidence issue. Now you're aware of this potential falsehood. You are able to make these changes and not get eaten by this snake. You've got the chance, the ability to get yourself out of that situation before the snake attacks. And that is, unfortunately, my darling, that is going to be your reading. That is going to be the message. It feels really difficult, unfortunately, and I know it's not going to be something that you probably want to hear right now, but absolutely it feels like there is a lot of falsehood here, and the opportunity card is saying this is your chance to escape before they get their fangs into you. These three cards, it's really bad when I have to deliver readings like this, because what I want to say to you, my darling, is that you will be okay. You will be okay, because this warning card is giving you the opportunity to not get bit by this snake. Okay. And whilst, yes, it's difficult to get over being tricked, being lied to, or having somebody have that falsehood, the fact that you're able to get that knowledge and move forward, that is a really useful tool. Okay, my darling. So I hope that helps you out. Again, it's not what you want to hear right now. And again, you know, you make all your own decisions about your own life, as I always say. So it is one of those things that means that you do have the opportunity to stay with Priyanka if you two are together. But it honestly does feel like the message in the cards is literally, look, escape while you can, cut your losses, you know, don't end up as snake food, is kind of what I'm saying. And I hope that helps. I know it's not going to be what you want to hear, my darling, but I do hope that helps. Right then, let's have a look at the comments for the last time tonight. You're sorry for talking about food and making me hungry. I'm not hungry. Yeah, escape. Ritesh, if that rings a bell and you've got that false things and you're aware of that, then run. Just run. Don't go back with her, with them. Don't go back with Priyanka. Absolutely no way, no how. Run, run, run. Escape that snake, my darling. And I hope that helps. I really do. No, but you're not making me hungry. Leisha doesn't eat until after her tarot streams. Nope. Going to it's 9:03 here in the UK at night, so we're literally going to go and have dinner now, so yay. But yes, thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Ellis, you'll have to let us know where it is that you work, and I'll have to work out how many sins in a donut in spiced sugar with sticky char siu pork, because it does sound really good. That does sound really tasty. But anyway, that is going to be it for me tonight. Tomorrow, you've got the podcast coming out live on, not live, but coming out on the YouTube channel. It's a fascinating podcast, this episode, where we talk to Holland, who is one of our moderators here on this channel. Now, you might know Holland from the fact that they also run Blue Chalice over on Etsy, which is an Etsy shop, which you would have seen the little adverts that I have that sometimes run through the streams and things. You would have seen me talk about Blue Chalice Arts. Now, they also are a druid, and they spoke to us about druidry and completely blew mine and Neil's minds, because we did not know like 5% of what Holland was talking about. And there's all sorts of secrets of Arwen. Fascinating. Really, really, really interesting podcast. So do look out for that tomorrow. This is the Blue Chalice that I was talking about. Can see there's a few pictures and things of what Holland makes, but what we didn't know is that there is like druidry stuff all about it, and also where the druids come from and what they are, and the fact that they don't actually, spoiler for tomorrow's episode, the druids don't actually go to WrestleMania with the Undertaker. I know, right? I was completely bloody shocked. That's not actual druids. Who'd have thunk it? Find out more in tomorrow's episode. There's also going to be next week, there will be another one of the spooky deck reviews. The one from yesterday went live, the Season of the Witch Oracle. I did a reading for myself using those. Make sure you check that video out, because my God, is that a spookily accurate deck. But anyway, if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening on the channel, all the videos I've got coming your way, I'm actually filming tomorrow for tarot spreads, and me and Neil are going to do a bonus mini episode, a mini pod, all about witchy films. So if you want to know what's happening with everything across the channel, make sure you subscribe and dong your bell, so that YouTube lets you know what's happening. And you can also join our memberships over here at buymeacoffee.com/BeyondAuthentic, which helps support the channel and pay for all the software that I spend a bloody fortune on. But anyway, thank you ever so much. I will see you on Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. I will see the members at 6 p.m. Sunday evening UK time. And yes, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one. And as always, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and happy Spooktober. Bye.